K97.5.
Yeah, man, K97.5, the Triangle's only station for hip-hop and R&B. I got him in the studio, been bragging about it on Twitter, Facebook all day. My Twitter been popping since I said you coming in here, man. Say word. I got Miguel in the building, and you can't hear, I'm giving you a round of applause. Yeah. Sorry about the no earphone thing, but a lot of times it makes our conversation more personal.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. No worries.
Miguel's in the building.
What's happening?
Oh man, we got so much stuff to talk about. Of course, let's get down to the quick business. You in town for a performance.
That's right, at the Lincoln Theater tonight. I can't wait to see everybody out there. You know, aside from putting out music and, you know, the fans showing love, you know, here on the radio requesting, which I really do appreciate it. My favorite thing in the world to do is perform, and I think when people see us live, they really kind of understand where the music is really coming from, and that it's coming from a genuine place. So I'm always excited to get to a town and play, and bring my band so people can see what I'm really about.
Right.
And I brought my whole.
You got the whole band.
Yeah, I brought my band and my lights, my whole production, everything. So I can't wait to see all the beautiful women from this city, because I know there's a few.
We got
bad
them.
ones.
We got them.
Yeah,
And
Cole was telling, I was with Cole and Wale last night. You know, those were like my brothers. So
J. Cole.
yeah, Cole was like, man, be careful out there. They're bad. I was like, all right, I can't wait. So I'm ready for the city to show me a good time. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. You will be very impressed by this show. So come through. It's going to be very sexy, dangerous, sensual, scandalous. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's
Live performance tonight. You can get your tickets at the door, right?
That's right. You can get the tickets at the door, so don't forget to come through. I think we perform at what, 9:40, bro?
Yeah.
9:30.
9:30.
Showtime.
I'm gonna be in there,
So
man.
make sure you come through early.
I heard about you live. I just heard it's just unbelievable. Let's talk about the music real quick. Album, your second album is out.
Kaleidoscope Dream is in stores right now.
Wow, and I got my copy in my hand. But you was telling me about your first album.
Yeah, man.
Let's pick up on that story.
Let's rewind.
Yeah.
So here I am, this Mexican and black weird kid from Los Angeles. Put this record out with with J. Cole called "All I Want Is You" in the fall of 2010. And about a month and a half later, they debuted my album. And I went on tour with Usher for the OMG tour along with Trey Songz.
Right.
My first album sold 11,000 copies its first week.
Wow.
Which is not impressive
Right.
by any means.
Right.
But while I was on tour, knowing that I didn't really have promotion, I was a brand new artist, and I'm really a touring artist. Like I love to be on stage. I really am about the live aspect of my career. I had a feeling that being on tour would really drive the sales, and I think the label kind of relied on that, on my live performance and my live presence. And so we stayed on the road for nearly 2 years.
Wow.
And 2 years later, we're like approaching gold on the first album.
Right.
So we sold 11,000, and it just didn't taper off like most, like it typically does after the first week sales. It normally goes down. On the contrary, my album just kept on selling 11,000, and then it went up to like 13,000 to 15,000 every week. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For a good like 50 weeks, it was just consistently selling the same amount. So it really just kind of drove this point home that my father instilled in me, and that is just to always work hard. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much talent anyone has in the world, no matter how much, drive, it doesn't mean anything unless you're putting the work into it that people can at least, if they don't like what you're doing or agree, respect. You know? And that's where I come from, a place of just hard work and just so it's a blessing to have come all the way from 11,000 first week.
70,000. I hear on the first week of this one.
Yeah, we did 70,000 the first week. So we debuted at number 3 on Billboard's top 100.
That's dope.
Which is a blessing to go from 11,000 to 70. But that just also is another, like, I'm ready to work. I'm on tour. I'm ready to work and just earn people's respect. And I just want to make great music, man. And that's what this album is all about. I took a lot of risks. And it's such a great statement for R&B. You know, the kind of R&B that was experimental and that was creative and that inspired rock and put hip-hop on. You know what I'm saying? It was a genre at one time that was creative. And this album is kind of a step in that direction of just reminding people that R&B isn't necessarily a a stereotype. You know what I mean? It's not to be put into a box. You know? There is no look, shape, sound of R&B. I think at the bottom of it, there's soul, but you can be creative, and that's what this album is. Kaleidoscope Dream is in store right now. Come to the show tonight. You will find out what it's all about. Trust me.
Miguel is in the building. You making my job easy, man. I mean, I'm just listening. I'm learning. You got a lot to say. And it's funny because my theory on what you was talking about earlier is that, like, a lot of artists need promotion, and everybody need promotion, but you got quality work and it promotes itself. Because, I mean, being in the industry, I listen to what people saying on the streets, and when people coming to me saying, yo, you got to listen to this Miguel album, it's the people that's pushing you, and it's dope. And I got a quick Usher story for you. Usher came and spoke to all the radio DJs in L.A. Of course, I had a chance to interview you out there at the BET Awards. And Usher was just talking about artists and artists that he respect and artists that he was listening to in his iPod. And, like, you the first name that came out of his mouth, man.
Wow.
And it was just dope. Like, and all us DJs, you know, we were just really into this conversation, and he spoke so highly of you. So you like people's favorite artists, man. So
wow. And that's like, you know, he's been a big brother and a mentor in this industry. You know, he kind of took me in when I was super obscure. I didn't have any placements on any albums, hadn't written any big records for anybody.
He saw that talent.
Yeah, man. He took me under his wing and allowed me to become a part of his creative process for. During the time, it was the Here I Stand album, and that's kind of how it kind of.
And you wrote a couple songs on it?
I did. I wrote 3 records on that album, or co-wrote rather,
okay.
Along with him and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Okay.
But he just been a tremendous, mentor, and and that's another one of those people who just kind of instilled that drive in me to work hard. You know, this is an individual and an artist who's been around for 15, 16 years. Started when he was 14 and works even harder than he ever has before. After all the, peaks and valleys of his career, and just still being fearless. You know, this last album that he put out, he took a lot of risks himself.
He went a whole lot of new places with it.
Yeah,
I like that.
And I love artists who do that. So, it's really cool to be spoken of and recognized and respected by your peers, man. It's a blessing. Miguel
is in the building. If you got some questions for him, get at us right now, 1-800-321-5975. In fact, we got to get this Adorn in real quick. I just played it, but I get so many calls for it. Can you introduce it?
Absolutely. Right now, it's time to turn your radios all the way up, roll the windows down. I don't care where you are or who's around. It's Adorn. My name is Miguel. Turn it all the way up.
We're going to call it Miguel Radio right now. He done took over the radio station, working hard, signing autographs, taking pictures, doing drops, man. I like to see a hot celebrity work hard, man.
Thank you, bro.
Where you get that from? Your mom? Somebody in your family keeping you grounded, man. Who doing that?
That's both my parents. Both kind of instilled like work ethic. You know, I think more than anything, and you can attest to this. Meet tons and tons of talented people. I'm sure there's plenty of artists who you met who make music here.
Right. And matter of fact, there's some local artists I want you to talk to. But before I let you do that, iPod, who you listening to? You know, everybody keeps talking about R&B, all these issues with R&B. Is it dead? Is it alive? Who you listening to? Who does Miguel listen to? That's kind of out right now, like.
Out right now, Janae Echo. That's my homegirl from LA. LA all day, stand up. Jay Davey, who's also a local Los Angeles band. Thundercat, also a Los Angeles musician. Amazing album.
You always knew that you wanted to be a musician growing up, or did you have any other passion?
This is all I've ever wanted to do.
Yeah.
I've never wanted to do anything else in life but this, and I've never questioned doing it. So.
How'd you get signed?
Man, I've been signed a couple times. Different situations. First to like a production company, then to like an independent record company, and then finally to Jive, and then Jive turned into RCA. But it's really this chapter in my life really starts with Mark Pitts, who, started with Biggie. He managed
Gucci
Biggie.
Pitts?
Exact. Gooch. You already know.
No
Gooch.
question.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
a legend, man.
Anyone who knows Mark Pitts knows what that's about. But, yeah, Mark signed me and really just kind of gave me free reign creatively, especially on the music side.
Right.
And with this album, he really just kind of gave me the reins, and I was involved not only lyrically but sonically in the production, down to spearheading the creative direction of the album packaging and everything. So this is just an extension of my perspective and my creativity, and I think that's why I'm very proud about this album, just because it's just a creative step for R&B, and I think people are ready for that,
Speaking of this album, let's get to the next single. Don't forget, tonight he's performing live tonight, Lincoln Theater. Get down and get your tickets while they last. It's going to be a crazy show. Shout out to the homie Mike Kitchen. this is an excellent show for our area, man. So it's gonna be well received. Let's rock the next single.
That's right. This is the next single off Kaleidoscope Dream, which is in stores right now. The
Right
song is
now.
called Do You. Check it out.